Okay. Good to roll? All right. Wipers work. We got no brake pedal. Got spark. I'm gonna make the worst statement ever. This is gonna be cake. That's probably not the best on the exhaust. It's hot, oily, dirty, and it stinks. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted exactly. Hey, this is Davin with Redline Rebuild. Today, we're picking up our brand new project. It's a 1961 Dodge Lancer station wagon. And today, we're gonna pull it out of the dirt here and get it on a trailer, take it back to Traverse City, and do our magic. All right, so there it is in all its glory, 145 horse leaning tower of power, slant six. These are very unique in how they're designed, straight six, and as you can see, it fitted in this tight package. It's actually a fairly long motor. We're gonna see what we can do with it, and probably see if it runs. But first of all, we gotta get some air in the tires and get it out of this building and onto our trailer and head back north. All right, so we ran into our first snag, not a big deal. Just this tire is split, the back tire is split, and the right front tire is split. We do have one right rear though. So luckily we found two spares. Check this out. If you're from Michigan, you haven't seen these in a long time. If you're from Colorado, you see them every day. But this is a legitimate snow tire that has studs in it, which now are legal in Michigan. Unless you're in mountain areas, they're still legal. So these would have been originally ran on this in the rear to drive in the winter. Kind of cool. We're gonna put them in the front because we need to roll it onto the trailer. I am getting a chain wrapped around the K-member. That way we can hook the Bobcat up and drag this out because we don't have to push this then. Look at that. All right, ready? I'll just yank it. Yeah, there you go. Put the chain through the hook. Nope. Yep. That'll work. I love it. All right, well, we got it all pulled out and loaded up. Time to head north. As you can see, we're back here in the shop with our Lancer. The trip back went smooth, and we have our hood off in the hoist bay. And just for grins, we're going to well, do like we like to do and see if we can actually start it beforehand. We are going to take this out and we're going to completely rebuild it, scatter it all over the shop. But it's always fun to kind of see what's inside, like from an ear standpoint when we fire it up. So let's get after it fire this up or see if it'll run. We know it's loose and go from there. We're gonna do it pretty quick. I'm gonna check it for spark, and if it has spark, I'm not pulling any of the other plugs out. I'm not changing any plugs. And then we're gonna pour some fuel to it and see if it'll light off.
You wanna check the oil real quick?
I guess we could check oil, but you know. If there's no oil in it, it just makes it for more entertainment. That's the trans dipstick bar. Right? Yeah. If there's any on the stick, it's good. And it's good. Just to show you that I didn't plant oil on it. We'll wipe it off. Because evidently somebody thinks we try to do a bunch of trickery here, and that's really not the case. We're not that creative, or need to be. Okay, so let's see if the starter spins. So let's grab our battery off our LEVRACK workbench, proudly made in the USA. So check out LEVRACK in the description below. Okay. Note to self, don't trust the color of the battery cable. There seems to be a vast majority of car guys out there that like to put red on the black. And if you just grab it and go, you could cause yourself some big problems.
Where is that red cable hooked to?
Right there. To the negative. Whether you watch me almost do the same thing. That hesitation, because it's baked in your head, red to positive. Okay, let's see if it'll roll over. Wipers work. We've got wipers. How do we shut the wipers off? Defrost wipers? Maybe. Hey, I can't promise anything, so don't stand in front of it. We got no brake pedal. Look at that. That's a huge brake pedal. Jeez, Pete. Okay, here goes. Look at that. Loose. Starter works. Ignition works. I'm going to make the worst statement ever. This is going to be cake. Let's see what we have for spark. Got tractor plugs. They don't look too bad. Fairly black, but not horrible. Okay, I'm going to need a hand spinning this over somewhere. They nicely put a ground right here. Should just have to spin the key. See it, Ben?
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead. Got spark. We're good. All right, let's jump into it with both feet. Let's pull the fuel line off and put our fuel tank to it. So we're gonna hook up our portable tank with our electric fuel pump. Gonna circumvent our mechanical pump because we don't need to pull it from the fuel tank. That probably is ugly. Let's get that out of the way, maybe. We'll have to get that homemade line. So we're not going to use the mechanical pump. We're just going to go around it here with electric pump, suck it out of that old boat tank, and just hook up our wires. Let's prime the whole system. hopefully. Every once in a while we have a problem there, which we may still with that one. There it comes, I can hear it. Guess. Okay, I need somebody on the key. John's gonna run the key. I'm gonna run the throttle. Our auxiliary pump is still stuck, so we're gonna worry about that later. All right, John, go ahead. Hey, there's some old fuel in the tank. It's going all over the floor right now. So that's probably not the best on the exhaust. Shut it off. Whoops. Obviously it's running, or will run, and the fuel that's in the tank that is pumping through the mechanical pump, which is a good sign, smells more like turpentine right now than it does gasoline. I'm not too choked up about it pouring out right on the exhaust manifold. It has been sitting for 20 years, but hey, it was ready to run. Maybe it doesn't need rebuilt, but that's not who we are. So we're gonna get this motor out. I'm gonna start taking everything apart. Obviously, the first thing is start getting all the fluids out of it, radiator. I'm gonna use the electric pump here actually to draw anything that is in the gas tank out and get that out of there because it's convenient right now. Of course, I'm gonna filter it well because yeah, it's right here. All right, here comes the fuel. All right. There's a mud dauber on the end of it. Hand me a little screwdriver.
You want me to release the vacuum here or not?
No, not yet. A little sharp screwdriver is all I need. Yeah. There it goes.
Let it rip.
What's the matter?
There's a funny shot.
What's the funny? Oh.
Their feet are in there. Not behind Dave. Right.
All right, with the pepcock open on the radiator, we drained out as much fluid that is in the radiator. Of course, there's still going to be fluid in the block and such, so we'll still have a mess at some point, but we can minimize that. But from here, we're going to go and start pulling all the front stuff off of the motor so we can get it up and out of the car. Not doing this ever on these, this could be interesting.
Hey, if you like what you're watching, do me a favor. Go check out the Hagerty Drivers Club. 24/7 roadside assistance with flatbed towing, subscription to our award-winning magazine, and more. Sign up today. Links right down here in the description.
You see we have some progress made here. The upper radiator shroud, or the upper radiator mount, I guess you will. Pulled that out of the way. It was a little easier to get the radiator out. The power steering pump's pushed up out of the way, generator's out of the way. And from here, we're gonna start pulling out the exhaust, get the drive shaft out, get it all prepped for underneath so we can get the motor up and out. Of course, we gotta disconnect all the wires and so on and so forth. And it's gonna be kind of a little bit of a treasure hunt. Never pulled one of these out before. And of course, they're all different. So this is not a how-to, this is how I'm doing it. And we're gonna start with this. How's that for custom exhaust? Good guess. RTV in this. RTV is not a sealer for transmissions. Especially when you don't have a plastic washer in there. right in the front of the Panther. Whoops. That's an interesting thing. The oil plug's got a donger on it. Ding dang donger. We're not going to throw this across, but we'll strategically place it right here.
How'd it go under there, Dave?
It's going. It's hot, oily, dirty, and it stinks. Other than that, it's fantastic, and I love doing this. So I think I have everything taken off the bottom, drive shaft, exhaust, transmission mount is unbolted. Getting the shifter cables, I call them, into the transmission out. That was a little tricky. We had to actually drop the oil pan on the transmission to be able to get to the connections and get those out of there. Bottom side of the motor mounts are disconnected. Up here, I'm going to just pull the distributor cap. Hopefully, I can leave the distributor in place. I am going to pull the starter. Actually, I'll probably leave the starter here. It's tucked out of the way. But I do need to disconnect the starter. And, of course, track all the lines and make sure I have everything else disconnected. So, moving forward, getting close. And then figure out where we can hook a chain to. And I think I got the spot, probably right there. So I need to get the transmission and everything out, I need to take the cross member out. So I'm just going to take a little pressure off it with a jack. And I can slide in here and get my last bolts out, which are only held in because they're bolts. And the center mount is stuck to the cross member. Rubber was stuck. Yeah. I'm not convinced it's going to come out that way, but I just need him to disengage down here. Pretty close. My side's disengaged. That side come out? Huh? Well, that one we can at least take off. Move up, make it line. Yeah, move up the side, Kim. Yeah, pull that one. Yeah, we gotta get back up, there. Right. Come up, it's the don't catch anything coming out and bend it. Okay. Now, pull it back. Up. Catching our grill a little bit. Ready? Okay, roll her down. Nice and easy though. That's a long crash.
How far you want to go?
Right until let the oil pan, this trans pan hit the arm. Nope, that wasn't what I wanted exactly, but nope. Go ahead. I was hoping it was gonna lay right.
Right across it.
That was funny. All right, well, you can see we have it out of the car and semi hanging on our cherry picker, sitting on the ground, still dripping. But this part of the action is all done. Next step for us is to get this all cleaned up. Well, get our mess cleaned up from taking it apart, then get this all tore down and start getting stuff off to the machine shop. But until then, get out in the shop, go get your work done because, well, it's no fun having clean hands.